We don't have a national supplier, and also the motor is coming from Asia because we haven't found a supplier of motors in Europe. If anybody knows one,
so he just said 90% of the components of this bike come from Europe.
Because our target
Spain,
is to have a fully made European, Spanish, Catalonian motorbike. The second premises is that we wanted to use our technology to control and to monitor electric vehicles in this motorbike. So in this motorbike there is Wi-Fi, 3G and GPS and Bluetooth capabilities. So all the motorbikes we are selling around the world, mainly in Europe and America, are sending information every minute to our customer center upstairs. Okay? We are controlling around 30 parameters of the motorbike every minute. Okay. Yeah. Regarding the plant, as you can see, it's very different from a traditional one. This motorbike is 40 pieces motorbike, so the plant is divided in 4 main areas. The quality area there, where of course we inspect and test the pieces after reception and before production. The after-sales service area, where we provide after-sales service mainly to Vectris customers, because you remember we are importers of Vectris. The warehouse area, as we don't use plastics, this area is very small, very efficient. This rack comes directly from the provider of the frames, which is 50 kilometers away from here, and as soon as one of these racks is empty, the supplier comes and takes it back. Okay, so it's a very efficient procedure. Okay. This green area is the production area. As you can see, we work with sub-assembly stations and benches for assembly. We have 4 sub-assembly stations, one for the battery, this one on the right, the first one. The second one is for the handlebar, where we do the sub-assembly of the handlebar. The third one is for motor, and the last one in the front of the plant is for swing guard and rear tire. Okay. As soon as the sub-assemblies are done, they fit up the benches where we make the final assembly of the motorbike. Now we are assembling around more or less 1.5 motorbikes per day per worker. Okay. In the short term, we expect to reach 2 motorbikes per worker per day. Okay. We have 4 benches. We have a space for 8 benches, so the total capacity of this plant should be around 4,000, 5,000 motorbikes per year at most. Okay. If we reach this production, we will be very happy. This is a good business. I think this plant should be a very good example of how the electric vehicles can be an opportunity of industrialization for Europe, mainly for Europe. You have to consider that our labor cost, because we will assemble 2 motorbikes per worker per day, our labor cost is 50 euros per bike. So we have no incentive to produce these motorbikes in countries with a lower cost of labor. Okay? Because 50 euros is more or less 1% of the total cost of the motorbike. So the cost of this motorbike is in the quality of the components: battery, motor controller, ISD, dashboard, etc. I forget to say that the dashboard and the ISD are made by Going Green. It's our own technology and specifically made for our motorbikes. And finally, of course, at the entrance we have the delivery area, where you can see the motorbikes which are ready to be delivered to our 2 types of customers. On one side, fleets. We are selling these motorbikes to fleets, delivery fleets, secure fleets, couriers, fleets working for the municipalities. For example, for inspection of gardens, traffic lights, and many purposes. Okay. And our second activity is the sharing. Maybe you know that we have already launched a motorbike sharing in Barcelona called Motit. So all the purple motorbikes you see in the plants are ready to be delivered to Motit. Maybe in Barcelona or in other cities. Now we are dealing with cities in Europe, Italy, France, Holland, Germany, and also in America, both North and South America. Okay.
What cities in America?
Las Vegas and Denver. Okay.
You said it was 90% sourcing from Spain or from Europe?
From Europe, because, for example, the commanders of the handlebar are from Italy.
Okay.
And I think the shock absorber is also from Italy.
Okay.
In any case, we are a common market, so...
Frame, Spanish?
Yes, it's Spanish. It's made 50 kilometers away from here. It's especially made for us with, I don't remember the specific treatment,
How long is the guarantee?
4 years.
4 years.
Technology.
The battery from Allcell. It's included in the 4-year guarantee.
Any more questions? I know it's very late.
What's the power of the...
4 kilowatts. The motor is 4 kilowatts. The battery capacity, we have 2 different models, 1.5, 2.2 kilowatts hour.
And
it's
the
a
range?
removable battery, so we don't need charging stations. Okay. For example, in the case of motives, when the level of the battery goes lower than a minimum, we send an operator with batteries to swap the batteries of the motorbikes in the city.
And what's the range with the...
With the small battery, 40-45 kilometers. With the bigger one, 60-65. Absolutely enough for a city.